Hello everyone, welcome to Target Focus Life. Today we have the Benelli Montefeltro Ultra Light. So if you're looking for a detailed and in-depth review, you've come to the right place. Let's go! So here on Target Focus Life, we have already reviewed the Benelli Montefeltro. And then last year, Benelli redesigned the Montefeltro. We reviewed that one. In January of 2024, they announced the Benelli Ultra Light. This is built to be a lightweight upland hunting shotgun. And I've really liked the Montefeltro when I've shot it. I'm looking forward to shooting this, seeing how it feels in the hands, what it's gonna be like to carry, what it's like to shoot, so let's dive right into it. The Montefeltro originally came out in 1983, so it's a gun that's been around for a while, but it got a facelift last year. Much more modern design than the prior Montefeltros. The receiver's completely different, nice cutouts. They changed some of the bolt handle. The bolt release is now like pill style. Just overall better feeling shotgun than the original Montefeltro was. Before we get too far, let's see what Benelli has to say about the Montefeltro Ultra Light. Nothing compares to a crisp bluebird autumn day when the birds are plentiful, the dogs are on, and there's always one more spot to check just over the horizon. It is days like this for which Benelli's engineers developed the all-new Montefeltro Ultra Light. With its shortened barrel, 26 inches for the 12 gauge and 24 inches for the 20 gauge model, combined with a reduced length magazine tube and featherweight carbon fiber stepped rib, the Montefeltro Ultra Light boasts a comfortable 6.3 and 5.3 pounds for the 12 and 20 gauge versions, respectively. That reduced weight and shorter length translates to effortless shouldering and faster swings on quick-moving birds. As with all shotguns in the Montefeltro line, the Montefeltro Ultra Light features Benelli's inertia-driven system to deliver clean operations and reliable cycling from the lightest to the heaviest of field loads. All right, that's what Benelli has to say about the Montefeltro. MSRP of this shotgun is $1,949, but I found it at my favorite sporting good retailer for much less than that. As you heard from Benelli, this is available in 12 and 20 gauge versions. When it comes to the 12 gauge version, you are looking at a 26-inch barrel. With the 20 gauge option, 24-inch barrel. So a little bit shorter barrel, that's one way they helped reduce weight. Carbon fiber rib, shaves off a little bit of weight. They shortened the magazine tube. This fore end is shorter than their standard Montefeltro. They say it's 6.3 pounds. Just out of curiosity, let's take a peek. 6 pounds, 5.3 ounces. Yeah, that's right around 6.3 pounds. Right on there. When we look at the original Montefeltro, 6.5 ounces on the 26-inch original Montefeltro. So it does weigh less than the original, but it's not a lot less. But that being said, when you're talking ounces out in the field, long day, hunting for birds, that can make a difference. So if you're looking for a lighter shotgun for those long days, this might be a very good option. We're gonna dive in deep, so let's keep moving. Length of pull, distance from the trigger to the center of the butt end of the stock is 14 3/8 inches. I believe you can get different pads for that to extend the length of pull. I might consider, if I'm shooting a real light shotgun, putting a Falcon Strike on there, getting a little bit of that reduced recoil. If you haven't checked them out already, go ahead and check out Falcon Strike. Great for reducing recoil. And if you're spending this much on a gun, you want it to be enjoyable to shoot. But we haven't tested recoil, so settle down, Steve. Drop at the comb is 1 3/8, 2 3/8 at the heel, so you have 1 inch of drop across the comb. This comes with 3 choke tubes. The cylinder, improved cylinder, and modified, these are the cryo choke system. But if we really like it, you know we're throwing in a Carlson's. And if you're ever interested in Carlson's, we got a link and discount code to get a little bit of savings on those choke tubes. Now, when it comes to the stock dimensions, it does come with shim kit. It looks like we have 3 different shims that we could put between the receiver and the stock. By taking the stock off, placing that shim there, then there's a piece that goes inside the stock as well. So if we need to raise it a bit, lower it a bit, or change the cast, we should be able to do it with that. Last thing we're gonna look at with specs is the trigger pull. This is, by the way, an inertia-driven shotgun, as almost all Benellis are. Should go without saying, but it is crisp. Not really any, well, slight bit of pre-travel, but very, very minimal. I'm gonna say this is a 5-pound trigger, right around 5 pounds. Oh, 4 pounds, 9.3 ounces. I was gonna say maybe it's slightly less than 5, but let's do it another time just to see if we're close. 4 pounds, 2.2 ounces. So we got a trigger pull just over 4 pounds. That's pretty darn impressive, honestly. I really like that trigger. We'll learn more about it when we get into shooting here a little bit. But let's take a peek at the ergonomics of this shotgun. This is the look, the form, the function. Nice looking shotgun, first off. Wood looks very nice. Clean black finish. Blued barrel, carbon fiber rib. Nothing overly fancy about it, but just clean lines, which Benelli is known for. Sharp looking shotgun. The butt pad is just a kind of a foam. I think it's a micro cell, I think is what they call it. Not a whole lot of squish to it, but it's got a little bit of give. Checkering is not a traditional checkering. It's like a stippling on this gun. It's kind of a medium-sized grip, medium small maybe, medium. Yeah, I'd say medium. The forend is a much like the Ethos forend. It's not straight across, but it kind of curves up like that, which when you have your hand like this, feels great. And that's probably how most people shoot. I could be wrong about that. I guess I don't look at most people when they shoot, when they're hunting. I like to point a finger when I'm shooting clays, but when I'm hunting, usually I'm walking like this. There's the bird. The stippling feels good. Texture all the way through the forend. Crossbolt safety on the rear. Looks like they got kind of a composite or a plastic trigger guard. Decent size, average size, gold trigger. I like the cutout on the loading port here. It looks nice. Should make it a little bit easier just to get in there. It's slightly, ever so slightly, not really milled out, I would say, but more just there's a bevel. Should be fairly easy to get in there. Kind of that pill style bolt release. Probably one of the lowlights on this gun so far is the bolt handle. I don't love it. It's a small thing. Does it work? Yep, it works. Is it a pain to get out? Yep, but I found a trick for that. Forend cap, nothing to really hit on there other than it has a stud. And it looks like a spot where you could put a stud in there, but there's not a swivel stud currently in there. That's interesting. I guess I haven't seen that. I'm assuming you could put a swivel stud in there. Blued barrel, carbon fiber rib with a fiber front bead and a silver mid bead. Feels light up front, which I would expect. Everything to reduce weight was done in the forend. Feels a little whippy. Our balance point is somewhere about right there. A lot of guns you'll find that are well balanced are up here. So it is a little bit lighter, but it feels good in the hands. I really like the way it feels in the hands. Enough talking about ergonomics. Let's look at recoil and reliability of this ultralight. Now, a lighter gun, what are you gonna experience? Generally, more felt recoil. But I got some target loads here, 1 1/8 ounce, and then we'll shoot some pheasant loads because you're probably gonna be shooting hunting loads through this more than target loads, but every shotgun we review, we try out target loads from the shoulder. It's actually not too bad. I wouldn't say it's that much different than any of the other Benellis that weigh a little bit more. Of course, Benellis are known to be light, so this one's a little bit lighter. Let's try some off the machine here. It's an inertia gun. Recoil's a little heavier. Didn't hit a darn thing. Picked up the piece even. Yeah, I mean, it feels pretty good for an inertia gun. Nothing to complain about there. I wouldn't want to shoot it for a target gun all day long, but if I went out and shot a couple boxes, not a big deal. Let's get into the Federal Hybrid. I can't say I've ever shot these. The Federal Hybrid, but these are an Upland shell. 1.25 ounce, 5-shot, 1,330 feet per second. Got it. That was probably a 45-yard shot or so. You know, I'm surprised. It actually feels fairly decent. Got it on the second shot. I'd kind of like to hit some on the first shot. Very impressed with how it manages recoil. Fully expected it to have more recoil. Target loads, let's see if it cycles from the hip. I went too fast. You can actually outrun some of these inertia guns. If I slow it down, it works just fine. If you want to go fast, inertia might not be the way to go, but over the head. That's one thing I found the Montefeltro to be. is very reliable. I like how it's shooting as far as reliability. These are 1 ounce. Montefeltro had no problems with it, which is surprising because sometimes inertia guns, they don't like the 1 ounce. So when it comes to recoil, it's pretty decent. Would I still put a Falcon Strike on it? Yeah, because it's only gonna make it better. Less recoil is always better. As far as the swing, I'm not shooting this well yet. I'm gonna shoot just a couple more birds here. I know this has nothing to do with recoil, but I'm gonna pay attention to the swing of this shotgun. Shot its tail off. I'll be curious to shoot this at paper, see where it's shooting, because I'm not hitting overly well with it. That lighter barrel takes some getting used to, but let's keep moving right along. We're gonna look at quality of build as we break this gun down. Just see what we're working with here. Benellis are known to be pretty good quality guns. Made in Italy, of course. 4-end cap. Oh, that took a while. Off. On this shotgun, the 4-end, and a lot of Benellis, 4-end and barrel can come off together. The bolt handle. It is almost impossible to take off. The one thing I did yesterday is I took my punch, I got under that ledge, and then I pried against the bolt a little bit, which is maybe not recommended. You might scratch it up a little bit, but just a little pressure from something like that, the bolt handle comes out nicely. The bolt's out. 1 pin is all we got. And then the trigger group comes right out. If you know anything about Benelli or inertia guns or have watched the videos, very simple to take down. Benellis, good quality, simple guns. I like everything I see about this gun. I have no real concerns from a quality standpoint. One thing we're gonna do in this review that I just decided is we're just gonna go, I got a target down there, we're gonna go shoot it just to see where its point of impact is, and that's something we might start doing in videos. We're not gonna pattern shotguns because there's too many variables. What load are you using? What choke tube are you using? All these different things. But point of impact should be relatively the same no matter what gun you get. Should be the same. Keyword. Let's put this gun back together. Bolt handle. Easy peasy, we're back to shooting, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm liking this gun, but as I do this review, I have an idea for a shotgun showdown. I don't want to say offhand, but if there is another kind of lighter style hunting gun you would like to see me shoot versus the ultralight, put it down in the comments. As you can see, our target already has some slug holes in it from a prior video today. We are actually getting a pattern plate made, big steel plate where we can shoot it repeatedly, see what our point of impact is, but this will work for now. Well, that looks pretty close to a 50-50. Let's take one more shot. Maybe a 50-50. It could be a 60-40. I feel like in the second shot I pulled up a little bit, shot a little bit high, but pretty true point of impact. That's nice to see. So coming back from shooting that quick little pattern, point of impact, I had a mod choke in for that. Earlier on, I had improved cylinder. Once I threw that mod in and started shooting some of these targets, which some of them are kind of rangy, we're talking potentially some 50-yard targets. I threw the mod in, night and day difference. Started hitting targets. This gun started to feel really, really nice. We got to keep moving. Let's get on to speed shooting. 3 clays in the air as fast as I can to see how well this gun cycles, gets back on target, checking the trigger, everything about this gun, and then we'll give our final thoughts. All right, on the clock, 3 clays. A little antsy today, shooting a little quick. I'm struggling right off the bat. If I was gonna blame anything other than myself, I would say it's a little bit of muzzle jump, but let's keep trying. That wasn't so bad. Finally got on all 3 of them. A whopping 1-3-4 for the score. Yeah, 2-3, 2-3 split. I know I threw early, but I waited quite a while too to shoot those. A 1-9 and a 2-1 split. Total time, 1.01. Those are some good splits. Took me a little while to get that first shot off. 2-1 and a 1-7. 1-7's pretty good for an inertia gun. Pretty good for any gun. About the fastest splits out of a stock gun you generally see is a 1.5, I would say, maybe the rare 1.4. I really had to whip on those. 1.07, 1.9 and a 2.2 split. That was a terrible throw, a lot of gun movement. This gun is whippy and it allowed me to whip into place really quick. I'm starting to get on them. I'm starting to like this gun. It's a deviation from my norm. You know, when I do exhibitions, I'm generally shooting a 28-inch barrel. So it's longer, it's heavier up front, feels completely different. But as far as a gun that I would carry in the field all day long, if you're looking for a semi-auto, you got the coin to spend on it, this is a nice option. Nice looking gun, very reliable, pretty good point of impact, lots to like about it. I'm pretty happy overall with the Benelli Montefeltro Ultra Light. What do you guys think? Do you have experience with this gun? If you do, let us know at the TFL community or down below in the comments, because when you share, we all get better. I can share all day long about my experience. I'm only gonna shoot maybe 100 rounds through this gun during this review. I'm not gonna sit out here and shoot thousands of rounds. So if you have a lot of experience with Benelli Montefeltro or the Ultra Light, let us know. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let us know what other reviews you'd like to see us make. And if you want to see the full score of this shotgun, make sure you check out shotgunfind.com. Remember, whether you're in the field or in life, you're only going to hit those shots you're laser focused on. So live target focused. See ya.